Welcome to yet another episode of The Sully Show. Today we have something interesting for all y'all out there on the whiskey review. So another whiskey review coming at you. This is on the Rebel Yell Rebel Root Beer Whiskey. So it's supposed to be whiskey with root beer flavoring and caramel colors. Natural flavors though, natural root beer flavors. And then caramel color. But root beer with a hint, or whiskey with a hint of root beer. It's about pretty much all it says about it on the bottle. 35% alcohol. It's a Kentucky bourbon, made in Kentucky. 750 was just under $20. I want to say it was like 19. So with tax and everything, it's probably about $20. Has a cool little tab there that we're gonna go ahead and pop open, but I don't know, something kind of neat with a cork, so you know it's got to be good when it's got the cork. Smells like root beer. Actually smells a decent bit like root beer. It also kind of smells like Copenhagen Straight, if you're familiar with that smell. Kind of like a tiny bit like that, but mainly root beer. It smells a decent bit like root beer. So y'all know how this works. We're gonna do it once. Take a quick little pour, neat, give it a little taste, and then go put some ice in a glass and put some more in there. Try it on ice, see if it's better, worse, different, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Take some, pour it on in there, just a little bit. So again, 35% alcohol, so shouldn't be anything too crazy. Does smell like, of course, smell like root beer. It smells a lot like root beer again. It really does. It kind of smells like you took some root beer, like in a can, dumped into a cup, dumped some, like put a little shot of whiskey in there, and it's basically what it smells like. I'm kind of surprised. I thought you wouldn't really be able to tell the root beer that much. I thought it'd kind of be one of those things like, oh, it's root beer whiskey or whatever, but you really can't tell. But hey, cheers. It almost feels carbonated. Like, not feels, well, I don't know, it's like, there really is, like, it's almost identical to if you dumped root beer, poured whiskey. Because like when you dump whiskey and soda, it almost like kills the carbonation, but there's that like little bit left. That's kind of how this feels. Like it feels like there's a tiny bit of carbonation left in there. Which is, I did not expect that at all. But flavor wise, it's very good. It's a little harsher than I expected. Not quite as smooth as I thought it'd be for 35%, and a flavored whiskey as well. I kind of thought it'd be smooth. It's a little bit harsher, but it's not too harsh. It's just harsher than I expected. But it does taste like root beer. It's not too sweet. But it's definitely sweet, but not overpowering sweet. Harsh, not overpowering harsh. I feel like they did a pretty good job of getting it, right on the money with the line they want everything at. I feel like it's a pretty good line for everything. It's a lot different than I thought. Again, I don't know. It's weird, but we're gonna go and put some ice in here, and we will try it again once it's been on ice for a little bit. See if it's changed at all. See how we're looking. So we'll be right back. All right, so we got our root beer whiskey with some ice. Probably left it on the ice for a little bit too long, but I got distracted, and it's actually a little bit more melted than I want for like first sip kind of deal. But it'll be okay. It's not that bad. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot, nice and cold. See how it is. I just can't put my finger on it. I really can't. I'm taking about 3-4 sips now. I can't put my finger on it. It's like, it's more root beer and less whiskey, but more barrel flavor, I guess you could say. So it's a lot smoother. I would say it tastes less like whiskey, but you get more of like a barrel wood flavor with a lot more root beer flavor than when it's not on ice. So that one is interesting. I really can't say which one I like more. I feel like on ice it's a little bit easier to drink, so you know that's kind of a bonus. You can kind of sit there and just drink it, you know, and almost like drinking a root beer when it's on the ice. It really just, I mean, it does go down very smooth on ice. But it's definitely interesting. Would recommend giving it a shot, especially if you like root beer and whiskey. Like if you mix them a lot, definitely give this stuff a shot because it's not bad at all. All right, quick update for y'all. So it's been about 2 or 3 days since I've opened the Rebel Yell, you know, root beer whiskey. It gets different after that first pour. You know, as I said in the beginning of the video, you know, it was pretty good. You know, over ice and not, you definitely taste a lot of root beer, a little bit of whiskey, everything like that. It really kind of gets worse after you drink it a little bit more. In a mixer, I haven't tried it in a mixer yet. I haven't got like any root beer to put in it or anything like that. But you know, I'm drinking it again just straight. Just neat. And even on ice, it's really like it still has good flavor. I guess, you know, it tastes like root beer still, but there's just something about it. It's not nasty. I mean, you know, obviously I'm still drinking it. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's very different from the first pour. If you get it, I wouldn't recommend planning on drinking it neat. I wanted to give you all an update to let you know what I thought about it, since my opinion kind of changed from the beginning. I'm still not saying it's bad whiskey, but it's just not as good as, you know, as I first remember. There's definitely better things you could get for your $20. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Tune in Tuesdays and Thursdays. Subscribe, like it. If you got something else you want me to try, or something else, yeah, pretty much anything you want me to try. Anything alcohol related you want me to try, go ahead and leave it down there in the comments, and I will pick it up if I can find it and I can afford it. I'll pick it up, give it a shot, and let you know how it is before you spend your money on it. But that was the Rebel Yell root beer flavored whiskey review right there. I'll see you all next time. Cheers.